begins Decatur the Shoals. MB39 The Score. Valley Broadcasting Corporation.
It's time for UNA Football Night from Lost Pizza. For the next hour, we'll go in depth as we talk to your University of North Alabama Lions. UNA Football Night from Lost Pizza is brought to you by Lost Pizza Shoals, Burnley Spine and Sport, Singing River Brewery, Alabama Health Guidance, Renaissance Eye Care, Turbo Coffee, and Brown Equipment Company. Live from Lost Pizza in historic downtown Florence, here's the voice of the Lions, Benjamin Ray.
Hello and welcome to another night of UNA Football Night at Lost Pizza Shoals. I'm Benjamin Ray alongside Mike Ezekiel, and we're set to talk some UNA football for the next hour or so. While everyone enjoy some pizza in-house. Great turnout. We appreciate everybody coming. And a big week for North Alabama. Home opener coming up Saturday, 6 p.m. Brawley Stadium. We hope you'll join us as the Lions welcome in Northeastern State. Mike, as we open up tonight's show, we're going to be rewinding back to the SEMO game. SEMO receiving votes in the top 25 up in Cape Girardeau, Missouri. And as we chat with head coach Brent Dearman, he's probably going to talk about a theme of, hey, SEMO's a great team, we're a great team. And we had a lot of opportunities in the first half to really open that game up.
Yeah, two great teams really going at it. And let's talk about the run game to start. 280 yards. Talking to Coach Dearman post-game. That was the most yards he'd ever seen in his career of coaching on the ground in a loss. And, I mean, you're talking nearly 300 yards if you take out sacks. So it was amazing to see us run the ball so well. And early in the game, that paid dividends right there in the third quarter. Kind of slipped away a little bit. And you saw some glimpses of good offense in the fourth quarter. Pretty good defense all around. And I think there are some positives to take away from a really good SEMO team. Next week, we're going to see how good this SEMO team is because they're playing North Dakota State. So kind of keep tabs on that, and it'll really show kind of where we are in our competitiveness. You
know, with that amount of rushing yards, you think, oh, I bet they're going to have a running back on. Maybe Jalen Daniels, 4 carries, 70 yards. Maybe L.T. Sanders, he had that big 42-yard run. Juice Allen, he was on last week. But, no, when you rush for 280 yards, back-to-back weeks pounding out on the ground, we got to bring an offensive lineman on. And we got Ryan Walker. He's going to join us in just a little bit. Coming up next, actually. And as you look at the defense, Mike, in the first quarter, the Purple Swarm was absolutely swarming. They finished that first half with 4 sacks, 2 turnovers forced overall. On the night, Devon Martin had 2 of those. He's in the house as well. But the defense, despite 30 points up on the board, played a really good football game.
Yeah, I think the defense was the highlight of the game. And you talked about those sacks. Let's start there. I mean, the Lions were getting into the backfield. 4 sacks in the first half. 2 of those coming on the same drive where it was 3rd and long. And I remember, I think Jaheim Ingram, E.J. Colbert met at the quarterback. And then Seth Hampton picked up one after that. And just really good defensive play. I think D-Rob was in on that same sack. So really good defensive play. We talked about Devon Martin. We're going to talk to him tonight. A couple of fumbles. One of those, he just absolutely laid the hammer. And then the second one, he kind of stripped it out. He was kind of the last line of defense on that play. If you remember, SEMO was running to the left, cut back to the right, and Devon was kind of the last line of defense. In my opinion, I think he saved a touchdown with that tackle, but he stripped it out, scooped his own fumble, went 18 yards. Pretty amazing defensive play. First FCS player, or first UNA player in the FCS era to force 2 fumbles in the same game. So very impressive there. A lot to glean on if you're the defense.
He hit that guy so hard on that first fumble that I didn't see the football come out because I saw the guy's mouthpiece go flying about 10 yards downfield.
That's right.
And if you go back and watch our booth cam highlights, you can see Brian Neese pointing over his head to signal that it was a fumble. He saw it all the way, and I just thought it was a hard hit.
You know, and not only a hard hit, but a hard hit in the right place. And I think Coach Caraboa, he's in the house. He'll be impressed by that. Martin knew exactly where to hit him the ball. He just went right for the arm, and that's what you do. You try to put a helmet on the ball, pop it out, and that's exactly what he did on that play.
So we'll chat with the 2 of them coming up next, Devon Martin, Ryan Walker. But, Mike, home opener Saturday. It's been a big week for North Alabama. Cross country kind of got it going on Friday with a home event. Soccer's been at home. We had cross country Friday. They won the men's and women's individual titles in their race. Brian Bett is back. Sandra on the women transfer from MTSU. She won it. So now volleyball opens up Tuesday, and then they've got their tournament coming up Friday, and then they'll host Alabama on Sunday, which is a big one, 2 o'clock inside of CBNS Bank Arena. Come watch Tristan Johnson's rematch against the Crimson Tide. They beat them last year down in Tuscaloosa. They'll try to do it again up here at the bank. Then Saturday, Mike, the home opener, Northeastern State, inside of Brawley Stadium, 6 p.m. There's a lot to talk about with this ball game. And first and foremost, it's the final year of North Alabama playing at Brawley Stadium. You go back to 1949. That's how long UNA's been playing at Brawley. 5 games remain, and there's something special each game at Brawley to kind of commemorate the run. Tell us about the happenings on Saturday.
That's right. Well, let's start with this. I mean, we're going through the office trying to find some old photos, and, man, you just get goosebumps and nostalgia going back all the way to 1949, the teams that Chuck Beard was on. And then you go back through the 50s, 60s, 70s, and to see how Brawley Stadium has developed over those years. It's been phenomenal. And then and we're honoring that era and some of those old photos and the people that are in those photos. I mean, it's special. But you're going to get down the line all the way to Saturday. You're going to see a lot of tradition. I believe we're wearing the Florence F's on the helmets that week, so a lot of people will have a throwback to that and be able to enjoy that feeling. And every week will be a different reunion, but it'll honor. We're starting out hot with the 1949 to 1989.
So it's going to be a big run on Saturday. We hope you'll come out. Brawley Stadium, 6 p.m. Brawley's going to have sort of a different look. Parking's going to be very difficult. So if you're planning on coming to the game, I would plan on getting there just a tad bit earlier because it is going to be a little different from what it's been the last couple of years due to the construction going on at Brawley where they tore down the buildings in one of the end zones. One of the parking lots is offline as well. I know Mike will have more information on all of that later on Thursday with your Things to Know article on roarlines.com.
That's right, absolutely. Check out roarlines.com. We'll go through everything. We'll go through parking. We'll go through how to get tickets. We'll go through if you were one of those players, cheerleaders, Spirit Squad members, coaches, staff, anybody that was part of that era, and you want to sign up and be part of the reunion of any era of UNA football, you can do that, and you can find out which games are which. If you want to be there for this Saturday, you got to get there quick and sign up, and there'll be a lot of information. But, yes, it's going to be a very different Brawley Stadium in the last year with a lot of the construction going on. But, man, we got to send it out on a high note. These players and these coaches want to do that.
Don't miss out. Home opener Saturday, 6 p.m. Let's be loud and rowdy for Brent Dearman's squad. So Coach Dearman right now, he's taking his coach hat off. He's got his dad hat on. He's watching his son play some middle school football. He's going to be here a little later in the show. Typically, we jump into our first segment with Coach Dearman. But we're going to flip it. We're going to do our player interviews first. So when we come back, we'll chat with offensive lineman Ryan Walker. This is UNA Football Night at Lost Pizza Shoals on 93.9 The Score.
Flavor is calling at Lost Pizza Company Shoals. Introducing the new limited time margarita pizza, fresh basil, fine ripe tomatoes, and creamy mozzarella pearls on our homemade crust, light, bright, and bursting with flavor. Try our all-new dry rub wings, seasoned to perfection with bold, smoky spices that have you coming back for more. Don't forget dessert. Cotton Blues cheesecake sausages are here. Creamy, dreamy, and downright legendary. New flavors won't stick around forever. Homemade Lost Pizza Company Shoals, where the lost get fed.
Hi, this is Aki Kyle with Alabama Health Plan. Whether you are looking for Medicare help,
bring it up.
Shoals talking North Alabama football. We're going inside the trenches with Ryan Walker, a 6'3" redshirt sophomore, 285 pounds from Alabaster, Alabama. Played at Thompson High School. He's in his third year at North Alabama. He was a freshman All-American a season ago while starting all 12 games at right guard. Was UNA's highest graded offensive lineman by the UNA coaching staff. Ryan Walker joins us. Ryan, how you doing, sir?
I'm good.
I want to hit you with a hard-hitting journalistic question right out of the gate.
Uh-oh.
We bring the offensive line down here. Who's winning in a pizza-eating contest out of that group?
Oh, man, probably Carson Wheeler.
Carson Wheeler, local Flair, Brooks High School.
Yeah, I'd have to say him.
Who might give him a run for his money? Who's the competition down to?
Probably him and Colin Wright.
The two local guys.
Yeah,
Little
locals,
Brooks High
locals.
School versus Muscle Shoals. I like it. All right, Ryan. Running the football. We've had a lot of success the last 2 weeks, highlighted by the 280 yards against SEMO. Tell us about this offensive line unit. What's clicking so far through the first two games?
Man, I think we're a tight-knit group. We got a really good offensive line coach, and I think, man, right now we're playing hard football and we're preparing well throughout the week, and yes, sir, that's why it's clicking.
It's
why
been
it's
really
clicking.
good.
Yep.
Hey, and you want to know how well it's clicking? I brought the stats, by the way. Entering this week, UNA ranks 18th in the nation in total rushing, 216 yards per game. That ranks third in the UAC. Again, we talked about those 280 yards. If you take out a sack, I think it's probably right there close to 300. Ryan, you're a right guard. Right guards do a lot of fun things on the offensive line, a lot of pull plays at times. What's more fun to you, watching a successful pass play or a run play?
That's a good question. I would have to say a run play for sure. It's the satisfaction of the grind of the block and all that good stuff. It's always a great feeling.
And take us through it a little bit. What's it like? What's like a dream play call that when Coach Dearman dials it up or Coach Cruz dials up something, you're like, okay, I'm ready to go for this?
I would have to say inside zone, either a double team or a solo block, or if it's a double team coming off on the backer and the running back hitting it right in that gap is always this is the best for sure.
We're going to keep throwing the stats at you. 7 runs of 20 yards or more this year. Jalen Daniels 45 yards, LT Sanders 42 yards. That's the 2 longest runs of the year, I believe. Do you have a favorite run this year?
Oh. Man, last year, I said inside zone. I don't have to go with inside zone again.
But any specific play, maybe where you opened up the hole or anything like that?
Oh, you're talking about from the. There was a good inside zone play against SEMO that was it was LT. It hit for a pretty long way. So
I mentioned to Brian on air how big that hole was that opened up, and I believe the touchdown run was already running behind you on that.
I think it was in the A gap.
Does it feel pretty good when you've plowed the way for a touchdown like that?
Yes, sir.
Simple enough. Well,
yes, sir.
Ryan, let's talk about some of your teammates. Obviously, you are a preseason all-conference offensive lineman. You got some good players around you, too. Drew Lawson kind of added to the mix as a center. Gage Sane, he's back. Colin Wright, he's back. Whit Mitchum's back. Noah Boltikoff's kind of been added to the mix. What's it like playing with this group this year?
Oh, it's been great. I love playing next to Noah Boltikoff and Drew. Drew's a really smart guy. Boltikoff's very physical. So playing next to these guys, I played with Saint last year. We have a lot of chemistry. So, and me and Drew and me and Boltikoff, they're new. So but we've had no problem with chemistry, and things have been rolling. So, yes, sir.
Talking about those guys in the interior, let's talk about you this offseason. Probably a lot of expectations for you after you break out last year as a redshirt freshman. So what did you really work on this offseason?
Working on this offseason, man, just same stuff, footwork, really focusing on, footwork is my biggest thing, and technique, and, trying to get stronger, basic stuff,
How much weight did you put on?
In this offseason, I put on like a solid 10 pounds. So.
Now, are you the kind of lineman where it's hard to keep that on?
Yeah, yes, sir. Short answer.
So
yes,
a lot of eating for you, I'm sure.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, makes sense. We were talking about some local legends earlier. You're talking about the eating contest. You're talking about Colin Wright. You're talking about Carson Wheeler, 2 guys that could go at it there. I want to mention another local guy who's now a coach of the offensive line, Ben Thomas. He played at UNA. What's it been like with him as your new offensive line coach this year?
Oh, it's been great. Coach Thomas is an awesome coach, man. He knows a lot. He's very smart. He's got a lot of knowledge, and it's awesome being coached by him every single day. Going to work.
Going to work, indeed. You guys have certainly done that. Take us over to the other side of the football, where coming into this year, everybody felt like the strength was going to be in the trenches on both sides of the football. That defensive line, Jaheim Ingram, E.J. Colbert's been really good. Avery Howard had a sack. Just what's it been like going up against them every day in practice?
Oh, for sure it prepares us for anything whenever it comes to game day. I think we go against the best D-line in FCS football and college football every day of the week. So it really does. It helps going against those guys.
Has the conversation changed at all? Because I remember back in fall camp, those first few days, there was a lot of competition, and we asked you guys who's winning more of those battles, offense or defense, and who's the more athletic ones. And you guys were, got to say ourselves a little bit. Would you still say that today?
Yes, sir. The offensive line is more athletic than the defensive line.
I love it. I love it. Last thing for me, Ryan, we were just talking about the final year at Raleigh Stadium. Exciting game starting this Saturday, Northeastern State coming to town. How excited are you to send off this stadium, and how much do you look forward to next year at Bank Independent?
Oh, I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. That new stadium looks awesome, and I'm excited for all of it. Yes, sir.
Thompson High School for you. A couple other Thompson guys. Seth Hampton leading the team in tackles right now. How excited are you to see your former high school teammate getting his opportunity to shine, and also seeing him really take over defensively?
Yes, it's awesome. Seth Hampton's a great leader, and he really is. He's a hard worker, and he's very focused all the time, always thinking about football. Very smart football player, and I'm proud of the guy. He's doing very well right now.
Have you been in any of his videos that he's done on YouTube or anything like that?
Surprisingly enough, I don't think I've made a feature yet, and I live with the guy.
Oh, man,
So
come on.
Yeah.
It's your turn.
You know what I'm saying? It's kind of messed up, but it's fine.
And let's talk some high school football for a moment. How are the Thompson Warriors, right?
Oh, they're doing good.
Still top in the state, I'm guessing?
Oh, yeah. They're doing good as usual. Yes,
Is
sir.
there much talk throughout the team, and since there's 77 dudes from the state of Alabama, about high school Friday night results?
A lot of people don't really want to get into that discussion with me about Thompson high school football because they know they're just going to lose the argument. So, no, not much talk. No.
A winner all the way around. Ryan Walker, it's always a pleasure chatting
sir.
with you,
Thank
man.
y'all.
We
Thank
had you on the show
Yes, sir.
last year. We appreciate you
Yes, sir.
rejoining us. Coming up next, the Fumble Man. Devon Martin's going to stop by. Brent Dearman's in the house as well. We'll talk to him coming up momentarily as well. We'll be back to Lost Pizza Shoals for more fun after this. This is UNA Football Night on 93.9 The Score. The weather outside is peak football weather. We're excited to welcome in a newcomer to North Alabama, Devon Martin from Orlando, Florida, Edgewater High School. He comes to UNA via Murray State. 8 tackles on the year, 2 forced fumbles, and already the hardest hit of the year. Devon, thank you for joining us here tonight. How are you doing?
Yes, sir. Thank y'all for having me. I'm doing good.
Which of the 2 big hits, the 2 forced fumbles, was your favorite on Saturday?
I'll probably say the big hit. And because I had a good reaction from the sideline, so I made sure I did something. I did something right.
And all right, you see the ball carrier coming. Were you charged up, ready for that, or was it just kind of a natural reaction?
No, yes, sir. I was charged up.
So you knew it was coming.
Yeah, I knew it was coming. I was charged up, just ready to attack the ball, and just made a big play.
Now, earlier in the broadcast, Ben talked about he saw a mouthpiece flying about 10 yards, but you told us that actually was your helmet.
Yeah, that was my helmet. That was the top of my helmet that flew off during the big hit. So, nah, it wasn't the mouthpiece. It was the middle of my helmet that came off that had to get fixed. Yes, sir.
Where does that rank in the hardest hits of your career?
Top 1.
Top 1.
Yes.
I was gonna say top 2, and it ain't 2.
and then it is hard to have big hits like that in football today, right?
Yes,
a lot of the safety measures that they've taken to clean the game up. So how do you prepare yourself defensively to lay a hit like that and keep it clean?
We're in practice every day, practicing tackling and just other stuff to prevent head collisions and stuff like that. So we just try to practice what we preach in practice and take it to the game field.
Yeah. So, Devon, it's clear to me that you're a man of the people because you were fired up about the sideline, and that was your favorite fumble, the one that made the sideline happy.
Yes,
My favorite was actually the second one, and I'm getting a little selfish here because that was all you, man. And
Yes, sir.
the first part of that play, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it felt like you were kind of the last line of defense on that play. You strip the ball out, you scoop it up yourself, and you go 18 yards. Walk us through that play, that second fumble.
All right, just me watching back on the film. I dropped the ball the first time, and then the second time I scooped it up. But I just seen the running back get to like the second defense just before he had to break it, and first thing that came to my head was just try to just rip the ball and just take the ball because I know Coach Caribou have been talking about just finishing the game and just trying to get takeaways. And that's what I try to do, just try to get takeaways and get the ball back to my offense.
Turnover celebrations are really big in college football. Turnover chains, planks. I saw UNLV had a slot machine that they turned when they forced turnovers.
Yes,
somebody had a sword on the sideline. I can't remember which game we were watching.
Coach Tiger, he has like a little, it's like a little cane.
Well, okay,
yeah.
well, I was talking about another game I was watching where they stuffed a football on it after getting a turnover. But Coach Tiger's what do you guys do to celebrate a turnover?
Coach Tiger got this like a little
baton, right?
Baton, yeah, it's like a dancing baton. So once you
like he's leading the band,
leading
right?
the band, so
yeah.
you could dance with it and do whatever with it. So that's one of the biggest things.
So what was your move with it?
Probably what Coach Tiger did, try to lead the band, what the bands be doing. So I try to do that, but I didn't have that. Jamarius Payne had the recovery fumble. Yeah.
Yeah, Jamari Payne coming up big on your hard hit there, paying dividends, working together. You got a great defense that you're working with, a pretty good game against SEMO. Let's start with your position coach. You got really fired up when Coach Lockett walked in the building. You said, there's my coach. What's it been like playing for him?
Man, playing for Coach Lockett, man, it's been smooth, man. He's been teaching me the game, giving me tips and what not to do as far as just playing CB cornerback. But Coach Locke just been a good coach. Me just soaking up all the information that he has for me and just taking it on to the field, translating it.
Over to one of your other coaches. Let's talk about Coach Tiger, the new director of sports performance, I believe, for football, strength and conditioning. And he came in, and he and I were talking a few weeks ago, and I said, hey, who are the guys that made big strides this offseason? And can you give me some statistics that we can talk about?
Okay.
And he singled you out. One is someone that runs 20 miles an hour, and you added 10 pounds of muscle this offseason. What was your concentration as you headed into this offseason once you arrived at UNA?
My concentration was just mainly just putting on weight, because I'm kind of a skinny guy, and I just want to be able to put on weight just for like other guys that we go against, because they have a bigger bigger body mass than me, so I won't be able to put on mass. And when I make tackles and stuff like that, I don't get injured or anything like that.
Adding 10 pounds of muscle while also running 20 miles an hour. So I take it you're still feeling really fast out there with the added muscle.
Yeah, so I'm feeling good on the field, on and off the field.
Let's talk about your journey a little bit. Obviously, you're from Orlando, and obviously very successful at the JUCO level in Tyler, and then you go on to a few other colleges. But now you're at home at North Alabama. We sat down, I believe, the first couple days of fall camp and just kind of went through your journey, got to talk for 15 minutes. I really enjoyed that. But talk about what it's been like now that you're settled in Florence, Alabama.
Me being settled in Florence, Alabama, it's been a smooth transition. Coaches, my teammates, as soon as I got out here, man, it felt like family. Just me talking to Coach Darren, man, it just felt like family coming out here. So it was easy for me to adapt and, be able to play with my teammates.
Tell us about the defensive back room, the corners. Start there. Jermaine Ray Jr., some other new faces as well. What do you like most about the guys you play with?
Man, in that room, man, we all compete, man. We all one together. Everybody in that room compete. Everybody fights. Everybody learning from each other, especially the younger guys in there, just picking up just from the older guys. So really just teaching the younger guys how to be able to play at a professional level or at this level. So that's really about it.
Speaking of the younger guys, fun fact about Devon, he's a twin, and he's got a younger brother. You're older by a minute, I believe. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Let's talk about your twin a little bit. He played football at Warner, which is down in Florida, where you guys are from.
Yes, sir.
Talk about what it's like being a twin.
Man, I talk to my twin every day like he my mom and my dad. So like it's not a day I don't go without talking to my brother. Talk to my brother about the games. I try to give him tips. Just being in colleges being in college for so long. I try to teach him what I learned from just being from previous colleges and try to instill it into him so he could take it into his game and translate it. So that's really about it. Just having a twin, man, it's fun, man. It's fun. I could talk to him about anything. So.
Your defensive coordinator, Brock Caraboa, is in the house as well. What have you liked most about playing for Coach Caraboa?
Man, Coach Caraboa, man, he makes sure we in the right position for every game. So he give us the right calls. He never put us in no bad position. It's always the right call. And then throughout the week, he breaks down the team tendencies and stuff like that. So we're prepared to go into the game and what we need to do. So shout out to Coach Caraboa.
Yeah, it's clear that it's starting to click for you guys right now. A good performance at SEMO, hoping to translate that into this week with a big home game. I want to take it off the field for my final question to you, Devon. I asked you when we sat down about a month ago, what's one interesting fact about you? And you said, man, I am a huge fan of gummy bears.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah, as far as candy, anything candy like gummies or anything like that, man, I love candy. Like, no hard candy, but anything gummy worms, gummy bears, I'm going to eat it. So, yes, sir.
Hey, last thing for you, Devon Martin, newcomer at North Alabama, forced the 2 turnovers last week. What are fans going to see inside of Brawley Stadium this Saturday when they come see you all in person for the first time?
Man, I hope they keep this going. This is not the first time that Florence, Alabama, going to see me. I hope for them to see me many more times, making more plays. And my teammates too. Hopefully come out with a win this weekend. And yeah, that's really about it.
Man, we can't wait. I want to see you top your hit from last week. Can we do that?
Yes, sir. I want to try to get a pick 6 this time.
Hey, we'll celebrate with you as well. You get a pick 6, we'll get you back on the show next week.
Yes,
How's that sound? Devon Martin stops by.
y'all.
We appreciate him talking some UNA defense and having some fun with us. Hey, coming up next, the head coach is here. Brent Dearman will stop by the show when we return. This is UNA Football Night at Lost Pizza Shoals on 93.9 The Score. Coach Brent Dearman down here, the UNA football night at Lost Pizza Shoals. Thank you all for coming out. Another great turnout. Thank you for listening, watching, however you're taking in tonight's show. We appreciate the support. And Coach, speaking of support, you took off your coaching hat, put on your dad's spectator hat, got to go watch your son play some football. How was it?
It was awesome. Chuck has been great with this and kind of worked around our schedule because Monday nights is junior high football nights. I get to go be a dad, and we were supposed to kick off at 5:30. We get done with practice about 5:15, and I'm driving over to Mars Hill, and apparently Collinwood couldn't get buses in time to get here, so kickoff got moved back to 6:30. So I called about the first quarter and a half, and he had a couple rushes, plays tailback and safety. Everybody gives him a hard time because I was a former quarterback, and he wants nothing to do with playing quarterback. So he played a little outside linebacker tonight, Dr. Looney, for the Mars Hill Panthers.
And so you got football going, you got some tennis, you got some soccer. I mean, your kids are falling in love with sports, huh?
They're all over the place. My daughter is doing a 12U team here in town that I think Coach Cozart's going to help out with a little bit too. So she's fired up. She's going to get to work a little bit with Coach Cozart on the side. Her birthday's tomorrow, so we've gotten – she won't hear the show, so I can say it. We had about 60 of the players wrote her a happy birthday card on UNA football stationery, so she's going to wake up tomorrow morning with all those on the table. So it's always fun nights and fun weekends at the Dearman House.
She's not quite I think if remember the Titans, Coach Joe's daughter, she's not quite that, but she's very involved with this team.
She's close. She's close. If she could go to every away game, she would. I let every kid, when they get to a certain age, pick one road game so they can experience going on the road with Dad one time. She went to the Western Kentucky game, and I think somebody took a picture of me and her pregame. It was awesome. It'll be a picture that'll probably be in my office for the rest of my life. And she knows more about our players than I do probably. She'll come home some days, she'll say, hey, do you know that Camden and his girlfriend are going through – I'm like, what are you talking about? But she comes to practice, and she just loves being around the guys. And I get home every day, and she's got more information than I do.
Yeah, good old family in football. Coach, before we jump into football, since you're involved in so many sports, do you feel like that you could widen your horizons a little bit outside of football?
I tell you what, these two guys are about to walk out from a long day. Ryan, Davon, I would tell two quick stories on these two guys. So Wednesday night, me and Ryan practiced his tail off on Wednesday. He's one of the hardest practice guys that we have. I get a call at about 7:45 that he caught full body cramps in the calf. And they had to load him in the back of a pickup truck, take him, and he's in the ER till 11:30, 12 o'clock on Wednesday night, got a couple bags of fluids, turns around on Saturday's our lineman of the week. So give a shout-out to Ryan real quick right there.
I can confirm he was drinking Powerade tonight.
Almost spent a whole night in the ER, all right? Davon was a knuckle-headed freshman, and he'll tell you that when I was at Middle Tennessee. And was extremely talented, but had some knucklehead in him and did everything the wrong way and fought folks. So goes from there, junior college, Murray State's bouncing around. As soon as I saw him go in the portal, he'll tell you this, I was the first person to reach out to him. And I said, hey, I love you to death. And I knew he'd grown up a little bit and wanted him here with us. And, man, to see him play, to see how far he's come has just meant so much to me, and I love both of them to death.
And you got Ryan Walker paved the way for the first touchdown pass. You got Devon, who had the big plays on Saturday. So two high-impact players and two high-character guys as well.
Absolutely. Y'all can go ahead, guys. I don't mean to stop you. I think it's cool for the fans to hear some of those backstories sometimes. Sometimes you don't know those stories behind it.
That's why we do this.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, two remarkable young men.
Sorry, I'm sorry for cutting your question off a while ago.
You're good. I was just talking off the field stuff, and you love talking about your guys. I mean, guys that mean more to you off the field than they do on the field. And we were just talking about your family a little bit. So if you want to wrap up on that, do you feel like you've widened your horizons outside of football with all the sports that your family's involved in?
In the spring, I somehow got pulled into helping with my 5-year-old's coach pitch team. I don't know how that happened. So I use him a little bit more free in the spring, so I can do those type things. I get so frustrated that I end up saying I'm going to just coach the team next year. I get worried that somebody like Dr. Looney is going to be coaching on the other team and they're going to show me up. So I'm just going to stick to being an assistant and coach pitch in the spring.
Coach, as we transition back to some UNA football talk, the game against SEMA, hard-fought game up there, great start from you guys, and a great finish as well. Well, what are the things that this team can take away?
I want everybody to understand, our fans, our team, everybody involved with the team, like we outplayed SEMO. That's the tough part. That's one of the first times since I've been here that we outplayed an opponent. We had 280 yards rushing against a defense that didn't give that up for years. That they played Arkansas State the week before and gave up nothing close to that. The scoreboard was one of the only things that we didn't win the game. I thought defense played their tails off in the first half. We had some big plays that we missed out on in the first half. First drive of the game, Caleb Headley's wide open in the end zone. Then we had some drops that Tanaka Scott drops a wide open pass. Justin Pegues drops a wide open ball. There's just plays to be made. There's execution things that we got to clean up and fix. But the positive I take from it is in the first two games, I think we got a pretty good offensive line. I think we got a pretty good run game. We got to shore up some things in the pass game. I told our team today, I told Dr. Looney this today, that Destin Wade's going to get the start this week. I think he came in that second half and gave us a spark in that second half. Runs the ball extremely well as well. But I think that we've got a really good football team. We just got to do some things to clean some stuff up.
We'll talk more about this football team when we come back. We got to get a timeout in. We'll talk with Coach Zierman when we return. This is UNA Football Night at Lost Pizza Shoals on 93.9 The Score. This week, Brawley Stadium, 6 p.m. kick against Northeastern State. We hope to see you out there for the home opener, the first of the 5 final games inside of Brawley Stadium before we open up the lovely Bank Independence Stadium coming up next year. Benjamin Ray, Mike Ezekiel, hanging out with head football coach Brent Dearman down here at Lost Pizza Shoals. And, Coach, we're going to open up this segment jumping into our play of the game. And we already kind of talked about it with Devon Martin, a big defensive hit that really set the tone early on. What did you like about the effort for Mr. Martin?
You know, to see a corner, a lot of times a DB that comes up and hits is more of a safety. But to see a corner that comes in and is seeking contact is rare a lot of times in football. I feel like I should have a pen. I'm like John Madden right here on the screen. But to watch him, the effort he's playing with, he's actually in man coverage right here. So he's staying in man. I don't know if it's that one.
It was the sack that they did the
sack.
I'm sorry.
Gotcha.
Now
My
we'll
bad.
have that next.
That's my fault.
Hey, 4 sacks, though.
Yes, 4 sacks is big on a big 6'8" quarterback. And there was 4 different guys. That's the cool part about the sack categories. We don't have just one guy with ungodly sack numbers. It comes from the whole unit. Avery Howard had a big sack. Jaheim Ingram had a sack. Seth Hampton had a sack. To see multiple guys show up in a game like that, I think this so Davon's actually in man coverage on the other side of the field, sees the ball thrown, and then reacts and goes in. He's seeking contact. I was scared to death that it was going to be a targeting call because you get to see there's something white that pops up off the screen. I don't know if it was a chin strap, a mouthpiece, something pops up. And used to, in the old days, that was just a hard-nosed football hit. Now I was just waiting on a 15-yard flag to come out, and it didn't. So to see that out of your corner is rare these days in football. As you see, he's in man coverage to the left and reacts and comes in and puts a good hit down. And then the second one is just as nice. I mean, he comes in and strips the ball out when we needed a big turnover, scoops. And I was hoping he got a scoop and score on that last one, but put us in a position where offense could go down and score another touchdown late.
Well, Coach, I'm happy to break this news to you. The thing that actually flew about 10 yards was his helmet. And we didn't know that. It was a piece of his helmet that came off.
Davon's helmet?
Yeah, that's what he said.
I didn't know that either.
That's what he told us today.
Good. Well, unfortunately, that means he's leading with his head, so we got to coach that out so we don't get a 15-yard penalty off that thing. But to see a corner that wants to come up and tackle is rare. And like I told you, from my years in 2021, I guess, was my year at Middle Tennessee, I saw so much promise in him as a freshman. But he was the kid that didn't want to go to class, was late for all the meetings. He was just a knucklehead 18-year-old. And to see the growth that he's had, the guy that I saw sitting up here today talking to y'all, that was not what I knew as a freshman. And to see how much he's grown up has been just big to me.
Back over to the offensive side of the football, Coach, 280 yards rushing. And we've talked about you felt like the offensive line and the running backs were the strength of this team coming in. And I want to jump into the running backs. LT Sanders had a big run. We continue to see it from Jalen J.D. Daniels, which every time he busts one, it makes me just so happy inside knowing what he's been through. Juice has been the steady hand. Great runs from the quarterbacks. How are you balancing all these different guys that are toting the rock for you?
It helps us to keep them healthy. It helps us to keep them fresh in the game. I think we've got a really deep running back room. You throw in our 2 athletic quarterbacks, it really adds to our run game. Our tight ends don't get the credit they deserve. We're playing a little bit more 2 tight ends this year because we've got Headley, and then Christian Burkhalter is about the same size as Headley. We kind of joked with the guys the other day that LT Sanders had that big long run, gets tackled at the 5. I said, hey, we need you to get in the end zone right there now, not get caught by a Mike linebacker. JD up the sidelines to know what all he's gone through in the last 2 years of his life to be able to come back. I haven't looked, Mike. This may be a task for me or you, but
sure.
He's up there in yards per carry again.
Yeah.
2 years ago, I think he was leading the country in yards per carry. I think he's somewhere around 17 or high.
12.4 yards per carry.
12 yards per carry means, Coach, we need to get him the ball more.
How about for his career? 10.6.
It's amazing because last year it was 13.9 before he went out, and that was leading the nation and would have been on pace to break the record Kenyatta Jones had from the 90s. And he's 1 yard under that right now, so that tells you everything.
Very explosive tailback. We've got teams are going to end up scheming up when he's in the game that we're running some type of speed sweep. So we've got to we've got to, as a staff, be creative and find ways to get him the ball in other ways and some inside runs. But when he hits the edge, I mean, he's one of the fastest guys in college football. So he's a weapon for sure.
We'll take one final timeout. When we come back, we'll kind of preview Northeastern State. Mike's got a good bit of information about the head coach over at Northeastern State, a good little nugget that you'll enjoy when we come back. This is UNA Football Night at Lost Pizza Shoals on 93.9 The Score. It's another night at the office here at Lost Pizza Shoals, talking some North Alabama football with head coach Brent Dearman. I'm Benjamin Ray alongside Mike Ezekiel. We had Ryan Walker, an offensive lineman, stop by, Devon Martin as well. We'll be back next week, each and every Monday of game weeks. We are going to take the bye week off, so we won't be here that week. Every other week, though, it's nothing but UNA football on Monday nights. Come enjoy the best pizza in the Shoals area. I like to get the Beekeeper. I think we've all got different tastes in what we like, but you can't go wrong with anything on the menu here at Lost Pizza Shoals. All right, North Alabama head coach Brent Dearman. And, Coach, Mike's going to hit you with a little did you know about the head coach at Northeastern State?
Well, I'm going to actually throw you a curveball, and I'm going to give you a did you know about Coach Dearman, because Tennessee Valley Vipers, by the way, AFL career legend. I think I grew up going to some Tennessee Valley Viper games. I may have actually watched Coach Dearman. I don't know that for sure. I can't confirm it, but I think I did. But anyway, we're talking about arena football. Let's bring this back to Northeastern State's head coach. 2005, the AFL, a couple of years before Coach Dearman, they casted on the longest yard the entire Arena Football League. They took 3 weeks off of their season to film the longest yard. A lot of you know that Adam Sandler movie. The head coach at Northeastern State was in the movie as an extra playing wide receiver for the guards.
Little deep cut nugget from
I
the
had
research
no idea.
extraordinaire Mike Ezekiel.
I had no idea.
It's research, man. A lot of it.
That's a deep dive. We like to take the deep dives. That'll be a good one.
Sports Center used to do a Did You Know at the end of the Sports Center.
That's it
back
right
in late
there.
90s there.
Did you know? We'll call it the
We're
mic
really
drop.
going it
Yeah.
back. Coach, Northeastern State, they've played 2 games. What can you tell us about the Riverhawks?
They're a growing D2 program. When I was back in the D2 days at Arkansas Tech, I would recruit against them a lot of times, and because of Arkansas and Oklahoma being so close. And I had the Tulsa area in recruiting, so I kind of got to know the program a little bit through that. And they were not very good back then. And coaches come in. This is his second year there. They were a competitive team last year. They were making games really close. And this year they start off with a big win. They beat Saginaw Valley, the week 1, who's usually a top 25 Division II team. They had a solid, I think it was 27-24 victory that first week. This past week they played a tough game against another Missouri MIAA-like school, but played them close, had a couple balls that didn't bounce their way, had some bad breaks in that game that led to that, but they're a solid Division II football program.
Yeah, and Coach, we'll talk about one player from the state of Oklahoma that's on our team right now, Tango McCauley. And Tango actually highlighted this game during fall camp. I just talked to him briefly. He said, the team we're bringing in for the home opener is about an hour from where I grew up. And I don't know what his familiarity is with the current program, but what's it like having Tango and a guy from Oklahoma?
I think Tango knows a few of the guys on their team. I don't know if he'd been there in recruiting, but definitely knows a lot about the program. Tango teaches me something every day about the state of Oklahoma, but cares about his home state. So I think this means a little bit more to him than probably a lot of the other ones because we're playing a team from his home state. So he's definitely excited about it, but I'm hoping he gets everybody else to be that excited about it too. But he's fired up. He's another kid that I told y'all in the break. He was in the hotel or the ER room right next to Ryan Walker last Wednesday night. He's a kid that cramps up very easy, and he ran out of his magnesium pills on Tuesday and just told himself, I'll go get some the next day. And that practice, he just locked up. And so him and Ryan spent the night at the ER. Tango came out and played a heck of a game on Saturday. So he's a great football player.
Our Burnley Spine and Sport preview coach, Saturday home opener honoring the reunion teams of 1949 to 1980. You guys are wearing the F throwback as well. We hope everybody comes out, makes Brawley loud and a fun place to play. But what can fans expect to see on Saturday?
I tell you, it was pretty cool in our team meeting today. Every Monday we highlight and go over kind of highlights and lowlights from the previous game, hand out awards. They all bring their helmets to the team meeting, so we hand out the Star Award Pride stickers for the week. And there's so many different ways that you can win a star for your helmet. And then I showed them the F that we're putting on the helmets this week. And then we went through what that means, because, none of those guys are going to truly know. So we talked about Florence State and the history of the 40s and 50s teams and how cool it's going to be to play for those guys that played on those teams. They're going to come back and participate and be a part of this game and come attend this game. So we've got a little extra to play for by putting that F on the side of the helmet. We're already playing for North Alabama, but for the greats that kind of laid the foundation for this program, it means something different this week.
Yeah, and Coach, let's wrap it up with this. We were looking at that SEMO box score. First thing you pointed out to me was the run game and those 280 yards. And you said, I've never coached a team, or I've never been a part of a game where we ran for this many yards and we're on the wrong side of it. But you got to think the run game is going to be an emphasis, and 440 yards total. How do you build on that going into this game?
Like you said, we had 280 yards rushing. They had 156. We had 1 turnover, and they had 2 turnovers. If you would have just told me those 2 stats, I would have thought we would have won the football game. So we've got to find ways to shore up some other areas. I thought they were better than us in special teams. I think they were 3 for 3 kicking field goals. We went 0 for 1. And going back and looking at it, it looks like they had a D tackle that barely kind of nicked the ball. So they probably blocked that field goal. They had longer returns than we did, so they won that game. And then we've got to, like I said earlier, we got to get better in throwing the football downfield. We got to be better at throwing forward passes. So I think if we shore those things up, we're going to be more of a complete team. But as a son of an O-line coach, it feels good to be able to run the football.
Coach, we can't wait to be inside of Brawley Stadium with you on Saturday, 6 p.m. against Northeastern State. Come out and hang out with us, cheer on the Lions, and we'll do this again next Monday. Coach, thanks as always for your time.
Absolutely. Looking forward to eating another Otis pizza there, Chuck.
There we go. That's UNA head football coach Brent Dearman. Thank you all for coming out. Thank you for listening and watching. For Mike Ezekiel, for Grant, Eli, and Ty producing in-house, for Blair back at the station, I'm Benjamin Ray saying Roar Lions.
Listening to UNA Football Night from Lost Pizza. Tonight's show is brought to you by Lost Pizza Shoals. Turbo Coffee and Brown Equipment Company. Thanks for listening, and Roar Lions.